Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music. Any old way you choose it. It's got a backbeat, you can't lose it. Any old time you use it.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? I got an email asking me about warming up on the on-deck circle with a donut or with two bats, whatever it is. Warming up with a little bit heavier of an instrument than your actual bat, and if I think this helps them. Well, I remember seeing a show on TV on Sports Science, and they talked about this, so I went back and watched it again. And they did some interesting experiments. They did it with baseball and also with golf. So what they did was, for both sports, they had a player take a bunch of swings and hit a bunch of balls without warming up with a heavy instrument. And then for baseball, they added a donut and had the player take a bunch of swings with his donut and then get in and take some more swings without it. And in golf, they had the player swing 2 golf clubs. So in both sports, they had them swing something heavier before they took their swings. And this is what happened. In baseball, when the player didn't warm up with anything heavy, just got in there and hit, his average swing speed was 69 miles an hour. And I'm not sure how many swings they took, but they were on the sweet spot a lot more than the second time around when they swung with a donut in warm-ups and then went to hit. And the average bat speed after swinging the donut was 68.3. So miles per hour came down by less than a mile per hour, 0.7 of a mile per hour. But the ability to hit the bat and the ball on the sweet spot dramatically decreased. And there was a few reasons for this. The first reason is they said that your timing and your mechanics are thrown off because when you swing with the donut, you get a feel for that weight that you're swinging. And now all of a sudden you drop that donut and you get into the game, you don't have a feel for that lighter instrument. The bat feels different to you because your body's used to swinging it with a heavier weight on it. That's going to disrupt your timing and also your swing mechanics. The second thing they said was that when you swing something heavy, like with a donut on your bat, you're actually priming your slow twitch muscles to hit and not your fast twitch muscles, which would kick in with something lighter. So you're actually priming the wrong muscles to hit when you get up to the plate. The second thing was when they went to golf. They did the same exact experiment, and what they noticed in golf was when a player just swung his normal golf club and didn't warm up with something heavy, the ball came off the club and went 254 yards on average. Then they had the player swing 2 golf clubs, and he warmed up a bunch of times with it. Then he stepped back in with his normal golf club, and he averaged 223 yards. So he came down more than 30 yards of driving distance when he went to a heavier instrument and then went back to his normal golf swing. Now what they said in this case was the actual swing speed didn't drop very much. I don't believe it dropped at all, actually. But the distance dropped 30 yards, and what they were saying was, just like in the baseball swing, your timing and your mechanics are thrown off a little bit because you're used to swinging that real heavy bat or club or whatever it might be. Now we put that down and grab our normal bat or our normal club, and our body doesn't have a good feel for that yet. Now we get up to the plate, we take a swing, our body doesn't really have a good feel for what's going on, and we don't make solid contact. We don't hit the ball on the sweet spot of the bat or the club, whatever it may be. So this was just an interesting experiment. You can actually go online. I think it's on YouTube. That's where I went to look it up, and I actually watched it over again. But it's an interesting debate just because so many players, I feel like almost every player uses a donut at some point. And after seeing this, I remember a few years ago, I made a few adjustments. I still swing with a weight or a donut on my bat on the on-deck circle just to get loose a little bit. But what I make sure to do is I might take 1 or 2 swings with the donut to get loose, but then I take the donut off and I make sure that I take a few swings without the donut so that I can get that feel back. I don't want my first swing to be when I go up there to the plate, I don't want that to be my first swing that I take without the donut. I want to make sure that my body gets a good feel for it. And I definitely take more swings in the on-deck circle without a donut than I do with a donut. So those are some of the adjustments I've made. And you can take this experiment however you want to. I just thought it was interesting. I'm not saying you should throw the donut out and never swing it. And, I'm not saying that you should take every swing with a donut, obviously. But check this out. Let me know what you think. I think it's an interesting argument because guys have been swinging with donuts and heavy bats. You remember back Babe Ruth would warm up with 3 bats in his hand. And obviously those guys did great. So it's an interesting debate. You can take it for what it's worth. I'd like to kind of hear your opinion on it and if you think it helped or hurt you, using the donut. So let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you later.